And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. And it's the day after the Met Gala. And I said, I just throw out a little bit of Tandy, just a little bit of Tandy today. Some clothes in my wardrobe that I don't usually get to wear. And I said, let me wear this for you guys. Let me wear it for you guys. Anyway, here I am in Tandy form for you. Not Tandy, I said Tandy, right? Dandy. Dandy. I'm saying I was rushing around the house. I said, let me grab a couple of things here. Love your sky, Ron. Love your sky. Do you mean style? So how are you guys doing? It is a dandy day. It is the Met Gala after the Met 2025 Gala celebrating dandyism. And also we will be talking about how to use your smartphone camera to photograph the dandyism movement. Okay, so we'll be doing that as well at the end on our Tip Tuesday, which is our day for sharing tips on photography. And so we're going to have a good time today. And I am looking forward to just hanging out with you in this way. I said, how are we going to do this? And I'm doing it. My light is back. I had my light back on yesterday. I got to plug it in because I had to use it for an event. So, hello, Hannah says, good morning, Ron. Touch Base Daily family. How are you? G is in the building. She says, good morning. And Lisa says, good morning, everyone. And Lisa and I I think she'll give me permission we have a surprise for you guys at the end and share something with you guys that we want you guys to have some input on. Okay, that is great. I see all the exchange of love and all that stuff. It is a dandy day. It is a dandy day. Handy says, love your sky, Ron. And good morning, beautiful people, says Jazzy. Beautiful people. And Chris says, good morning. And Bryson says, what's up, Ron? What's up, RLP fam? What's up, everybody? The day after the Met Gala, some super fine tailoring, black style to the after party. Dapper Ron is in the building, says Kimmy Kim. And I see the what's up. No, in the country. I was young. She says, I was young. The seniors call fly hat sky. Ah, that's what it is. Thank you for giving that information to me. And Lisa says, I called the way you flipped your hat a Ness flip. Hey, Mr. DT Tuggles in the building. How are you, DT? Yes, I am here. I said, why not add a little twist? You very rarely see me dressed up. And I said, this is a great occasion. The day after the Met. It was a spectacular night. I was also looking at Dr. Tachi last night. She had an event on travel, and that was wonderful. Shout out to Dr. Tachi and the wonderful women that were on her panel, giving us all kinds of information last night about traveling. Lisa says, yes, Ron, I are cooking up a good time for us all. Yes, we are. Lisa and I are working on a project. Lisa threw something past my desk yesterday, and I was like, ooh. She could have seen my face. This is the face I would have said. Lisa, this is the face last night. Ooh. I was like, oh my gosh, Lisa is on it. So we'll talk about that at the end. And Kaz says, blessed and tenacious Tuesday, looking dandy, Ron, ready for Tip Tuesday. Here we are. Yes, indeed. It was. Bryson, I have to say it too. Bryson said this. Last night was Black excellence. And Usher and Stevie Wonder gave performances. But the excellence, that is what I was so excited about, was the excellence. Seeing all of the Black folks, all of Africans, every African, because I say all of us, not African Americans, but Africans. But there were people from everywhere. that we're representing. And it was, and I heard a report this morning that it was the highest fundraising event at the Met Gala for these Met Gala events, the Met Galas where they raise these funds. It was the largest. Someone please confirm it. But I think I read that this morning, that it was the largest fundraiser. It is amazing. Again, the reason why you need DEI, you need to include people, you need equity, you need diversity, is because it's a sound business choice. For all those people out there on the crazy MAGA bandwagon of, no DEI, no black people anywhere. We don't want to see black people. Well, guess what? Black people showed up last night at the gala, and it was absolutely wonderful to watch. I see here, Jelly said, I missed y'all yesterday. I'm going to miss y'all tomorrow. People want me to work at work. Just rude. Scheduling meetings and doing touch base daily? No way, Jazzy. How dare they? How dare they? AS says, rise and shine, everyone. And Dapper Don Ron looking dapper. Yes. I said, the only thing I'm missing is my blazer and all the ties, and I was going to put on a ascot, but I said, no, maybe that'd be a little bit too much, to ascot today. But I do have these clothes. I do have them in the closet. Anyway, Cass says, love the pics and clips. It looked amazing. And Lisa says, someone posted that the whitey folks wouldn't take the risk to wear out stuff when we wear their crap all the time. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Jazzy says, yep, they said it was the largest fundraiser for the Met. I think they said $71 million raised. Y'all, are we celebrating? I'm celebrating. I love Black excellence. And this is a day to celebrate Black excellence. I know I'm a little loud today. Sorry about it, but I'm not sorry. Jazzy said, I'm working too. I've got projects due. I got another client project came through the mail today. Well, it came through my email today. And I was like, yes, more projects. I got 3 major projects this month. I'm so happy. 3 major projects. And maybe get that postponed one back as well. So this could be the big month. This could be a big money maker month for me. I'm so excited. Support my dandy habits that may be showing up sometime in the near future. Okay, I see here. Bryson says from Coleman Domingo, ASAP Rocky Pharrell Williams, Lewis Hamilton, to Docelli making her debut, to Diana Ross, to Lauryn Hill, to Cynthia Erivo, and Rihanna make her baby 3. It was a night. So let's go to it. Let's get to it. Let's go. The best coverage on it so far. I mean, there's a lot of good coverage. We're gonna go through a lot of Instagram posts. We're gonna do it is just a celebration of dandyism and what was done last night. So that's what we're doing today. And then again, we'll end it with how to take photos in this new movement. If you decide to hang out with folks that are doing dandyism, how to photograph them, how to connect with them through the camera. Anyway, let's go to the videotape. And this is from ABC News, one of my favorite resources. And they did a great job. Deborah.
Again with a big reveal as the stars shined at the gala, including Zendaya. Loved her look. Oh, and how about Diana Ross, that entrance that she made Deborah Roberts, we're gonna brag on you in just a moment. But first, tell us about having a front row seat.
I have to tell you, it was something magical. It really was. And what a night it was. Men, women, all dressed to their super fine perfection. And many say that while this was fun to be in the glitz and glamour, this gala wasn't so much about the glam as it was about being seen, paying tribute to their ancestors. A night of surprises at fashion's biggest night.
Hi, Rihanna. Oh, that's beautiful, Rihanna.
The Met Gala queen Rihanna shutting down the carpet with a special guest, her baby bump. The singer announcing she's expecting her third child with longtime partner and one of the event's co-chairs, A$AP Rocky.
I feel a lot better that I don't have to suck my stomach in.
The moment capping off the annual event, which brought out a bevy of A-listers, all tailored to perfection.
This is who I am at my core.
I feel like a kid. I feel like a kid again.
This year's theme, celebrating Black Dandyism, a centuries-old tradition of self-expression through fashion. Tonight, Dandyism, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot for me because it represents all of us. It's like the idea of dandyism. I think it's a revolution.
It's just connection to your ancestors. You know, we are able to stand up, lean on them.
It's about, knowing that the world can be in a difficult place, but you can still show up as your best self and know that nobody can take your beauty and your value away.
And the looks did not disappoint. One of the event's co-chairs, Coleman Domingo, paying homage to the late fashion legend Andre Leon Talley in a glittering blue Valentino cape. Perennial favorite Zendaya opting for a sleek, custom Louis Vuitton look, channeling a look that might have been a throwback to Diana Ross's classic 1975 film, Mahogany. And making a grand entrance, the legend herself, who needed a little help getting up those iconic steps with her massive 18-foot feathered train, the names of children and grandchildren embroidered throughout.
Can I say something about Diana Ross? I mean, isn't she working it? I mean, she's out there. She's doing her thing. I mean, Diana Ross, shout up and cheers to the great Diana Ross. Anyway, let me just go back. Here we go.
Out.
Oh my gosh, and it's taking like 10 guys to carry her train up the stairs.
Daughter Tracy Ellis Ross approving.
She came up, she stopped the carpet with that train.
Stops time. And it looks like she has stopped time. Because, what is happening?
Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough to keep me from you.
The event hitting high notes throughout.
No way.
It's like a family. It's like a family reunion, it seems.
That's what it is.
Oh my goodness, we're being blessed, y'all. Do you feel?
A time was had, as Robin likes to say. Cynthia Erivo, particularly emotional on the carpet. While she's British, she said there was something deeply moving about this moment in America, highlighting all of our rich culture and history. And that was a theme, guys, that I heard so often throughout the night, paying homage to.
And you did a terrific job. I mean, I know you had.
Wasn't that awesome, y'all? Wasn't that awesome? It was such a great, Aya says, question. Ron, when is your dandy photo shoot? The Dandy Lens, a celebration of style and art. That's a good question. And that's a good suggestion. Maybe we should do that this summer. Maybe Lisa and I have a project we're working on for y'all. And we'll talk about that, but maybe this will be part of it. We'll see. But we could definitely do a weekend of dandyism in New York City. We can try. We can try to see how it goes off, how it fares off. Maybe we can do it. It may be amazing. I do like the idea of photographing people dressed to the odds. I love it. I love the idea. I love that idea. Hallie's Kacha was a lot. And okay, before we go further, who was your favorite actor, celebrity outfit and what they were wearing? Who was your favorite? In all of that on yesterday's carpet because they had, and thank you, Bryson, for sending me a link for the show live on the red carpet, because they had a red carpet section, and so you were able to see that live. And thank you, Bryson's always looking out for me. He sent me a link immediately. Shout out to him. And so I got to see that, and then I was sitting on the sofa just kind of like looking at it. Lisa said, yes, we can add that. It would be great. How can we fit it in? Let's make it happen. Y'all, you wait till Lisa and I tell you what we got to tell you later on. I mean, it's about to go down in New York. Touch Base Daily, Dandyism. Okay. Anyway, that was a good hit. Also, I wanted to bring to you a bunch of, the Instagram was on fire last night. Hannah says she loved Tiana Taylor. That is one of her favorites, Tiana Taylor. Okay. Any others? Any others have any favorites? Any favorites? I thought Coleman was amazing. He had like 5 different outfit changes. I said, how did he do it all? I mean, every time the camera was on him, he had a different outfit. I was like, how is he doing this? Yes, Jazzy says Coleman also. Coleman and Jody. It was unbelievable. Lisa says Jody Smith. And but Coleman he had 5 outfits before they even got into the building. I was like, what in the world? How did he change so fast? I know some of them were underneath that big event, that big homage, like a robe. It was so beautiful. And yeah, amazing. Bryson says his favorites were, one of favorites was Coleman Domingo's, Zoe Saldana, I always say her last name wrong, Saldana, and Rihanna, Damaris Idris, and Halle Berry. Yes, a lot of you like Jody. And I was disappointed in Pharrell as a host and the head of Louis Vuitton. He looked regular. I know he could have borrowed my shirt. For those that don't know, this shirt, do you know what this shirt? I bought this shirt when I was living in South Africa. And this is part of what's called the Mandela collection. Yes, I am wearing Mandela VIP today. That's what I'm wearing today. For those that want to know, it is Mandela's VIP from South Africa. So that's what I'm wearing today. This see here, Cass says, I have to go with Rihanna and Baby Bump for the mamas. Okay. Yeah, guys, if you're in the building, make sure you hit the likes. And let's go to some of my saves. I saved a lot. I was like all over the internet. I said, I gotta save this one. I gotta show this one. I gotta show that one. Because there was so many good. Well, I love this one. This one gave us let me just get this queued up. This was another one, but she did such a great job. Deborah is amazing at ABC. She is amazing. I follow her on Instagram. I leave messages on her. She probably doesn't even know who I am, but I'm a big fan of her because she's such a great journalist, and she does a lot of work to get the right information, the correct information to her audience. So let's show you that. Let me show you that. And this is coming from the IG feed that was out yesterday. And let's go. I mean, she gave a little history lesson, and it was worth listening to. Here we go.
What exactly is Black dandyism? Well, it's all about sharp creases, tailored suiting, and polished shoes. It's an exploration of Black identity and history, a reclamation, really, of dignity and expression. Here's a look at the evolution of dandyism. The Met Gala theme this year, superfine tailoring, Black style. Pharrell Williams Coleman Domingo and A$AP Rocky are among co-hosts of this year's gala. But the Black Dandy style is not limited to the famous.
We're walking this way. Yes.
In honor of the theme, photographer Jay Monroe brought a group of self-described dandies together for a photo shoot in Harlem.
Yeah. I think dandyism is taking control of how you want to be seen.
Dandyism is confidence, style.
It is elegance, audacious, and it is pride.
These photos will appear in Quintessential Gentleman magazine.
The Quintessential Gentleman is a media platform that focuses on telling the positive stories of Black men.
I'm so elated to be a part of this history-making moment.
And it's this moment, this celebration of style, with origins which stretch back over 2 centuries to the American Revolution and George Washington's enslaved valet, William Lee.
He took care of George Washington's wardrobe all throughout the Revolutionary War.
Isn't this an interesting story, because in most of George Washington's photos, you will see Mr. Lee. And who knew that this began in the 1700s?
He had a vast knowledge of European dress and
Let me make that in America. There were Black aristocrats in Europe before the Americas, before coming to America. So let me make sure I make that statement. There were also, if you look in some of the tapestries at the Met, and you look at the tapestries of the 1600s, the 1500s, you will see Black people dressed to the yards. Okay, just wanted to
style.
He's really quite Natalie attired with the red headdress.
Oh yeah. We see him in portraiture alongside George Washington with his turbans with a vibrant note of color.
That was significant.
What William Lee was able to do was make an expression about his Black self, even despite his position as a slave.
And talk about self-expression. The most photographed man in America in the 19th century was abolitionist and writer Frederick Douglass. He grew up enslaved, and when he sat for a portrait, he always wore a suit and tie.
He chose to use his dress to kind of combat and subvert grotesque stereotypes about Black people at the time. He wanted to show that he was dignified, that he was intelligent. He actually wrote about clothing and how powerful it is to the Black image.
And in the 20s and 30s in New York City, the Black image was celebrated in a great cultural resurgence known as the Harlem Renaissance. It was a vibrant explosion of African-American art, literature, and music centered in Harlem.
You can't talk about Harlem Renaissance without that zoot suit.
The zoot suit was a symbol of Black resourcefulness, making do with what was available.
It was mismatched suit. It was 3 times too big. And you took it to the dude in your neighborhood who knew how to kind of tweak it. You wanted those nice flowy pants because when you got to the Cotton Club and you were swinging it,
so you could dance.
You wanted that movement, right?
My parents in their Sunday best. Over the years, my sisters and I often tailored to perfection. If you grew up in the Black church.
Gotta stop here. How many of you know that? Remember, most of us who were raised in a Black church, that was our time also to dress up. It wasn't just to go to the, maybe the Cotton Club or whatever, in those days, but also throughout our years of growing up in the Black community, Sundays was our time to dress up, to look good, to look and feel good, felt really good to be among your peers, and dressing up was key. And I love how Deborah goes into this segment.
Church as I did. And that was when people really had a chance to express themselves and I guess show who they were.
That's so true. You might have had a blue collar job where, you wore a uniform, and Sunday was that one day where you were off work. The pew of the church is really the front row of the fashion runway for Black people. And I think that is so intrinsic to our culture.
And a man who's been innovating that fashion runway for more than 5 decades is celebrity designer and Harlem native Dapper Dan.
I think his work is really important because in the 70s on into the 80s, hip hop was arising. And what it did was create a bunch of very young millionaires, LL Cool J, Run DMC. But these European luxury houses were not interested in associating with hip hop or acknowledging the Black consumer. And Dapper Dan said, well, if you're not going to talk to the Black audience, maybe I can figure out a way to do it.
I didn't do knockoffs. I did knockups. We take things that already exist and fashion them into who we are. The magic is in what you wear.
Today, at age 80, he's still working, collaborating with Gucci, among others.
So it's come full circle where now these luxury houses do.
You know, at 80 years old, I have to say, I'm like so impressed. And if you're ever in Soho, sometimes you will see him in Soho on Prince Street and Spring Street, that whole area where a lot of photographers hang out, a lot of models hang out, a lot of fashion forward people hang out in Soho. Yes, you will see him. I've seen him a couple of times in Soho.
Want to speak to the Black consumer, and Dapper Dan was already doing that decades ago.
But being a Black dandy is not just about being a man.
Janelle Monáe. I mean, the dandy herself, right? She was just really early to the game in challenging gender norms to make a statement about sexuality through your clothing.
And the Met costume exhibit pays homage to Andre Leon Talley, the iconic former Vogue editor who sadly passed away just a few years ago.
He would have embraced this big time, right?
He is the dandy, right? He did so much work to mentor very many Black designers to amplify their work. So I think people are a little disappointed that he's not here to witness it, but one of his suits is in the collection. So we are excited to see that he's acknowledged.
And back in Harlem, Jay Monroe's photo shoot, an acknowledgement of dandyism and its power in the community.
We had to what we call assimilate, but we assimilated in our own way, and understanding that our culture comes with its own history and its own expression.
There you go. That was nice.
Some might ask.
That was such a great, I mean, Deborah, again, she did an amazing job. That was a great report from ABC. Deborah doing her thing. Deborah Roberts. She is amazing, absolutely amazing. And so I see here, Lisa has also a page. Yes. You know what? Let me see if I can pop that up, because you know what? That would be nice to see as well. And let me get that AKIK, that in there. And I have a point why I want to say something about this. And I'm not off, but I'll see. Let me just get this on the screen for you. And again, this is slow cinematic content production. And let's do it. Oops, I didn't want to stop. Share that screen here. And here we go. And there we go. Here it is. And this is Aki Kuma. And everything grows in the Congo. And I bring this up when I'm sharing this
Spring season.
because
I told you about it, baby.
people don't realize that in
Spring
Africa,
season.
dandyism has been going on for the last 4 or 5
I
years.
told you about it, baby. Spring season.
And you'll go to different places and you'll see all over the country, but these are obviously outside of Africa, but you'll see Africans. Look at this. So you can check out this page. This page is excellent. Excellent page. This one's in Paris in France.
Y'all don't know how many people's pages I be on.
Inspiration, y'all. Inspiration. Okay, I'm going to just stop sharing that one. But there was also just some sites. Let me just see what you guys are saying before I go to the next. And take that off the screen. And I see they will be cutting trees today outside. So if you hear noise, forgive the noise of the trees cutting today. Lisa said, did you see the clip of the sit-down interview? Not on the carpet. It was good. Bryson says, but his legacy lives on. Questlove did a video. It was black. Shh. And Hannah says, you are so right on Dapper Dan, Lisa Sealy. Yeah, but he's been getting a lot of coverage over the last 3 or 4 years. I know that they did a big photo shoot. Jamel Shabazz did a photo shoot with him recently. And so there's a whole lot of giving him his flowers, even though it's sad because he's been around in the game for decades, and they have not really acknowledged him until now because it's it's the thing to do, or it's part of the fad, unfortunately. But he is overdue his flowers. Dapper Dan. And again, like I've seen him several times in Soho. He'll be just hanging out, and he is so full of energy. I say I want to look like that and feel like that when I'm 80 years old. So great work and great history. Let me see here. Also, you can see there are a lot of books out there. Let me just see if I want to do something here. Take you to some more clips that we collected during the wonderful day yesterday. Okay, hold on a second. Why am I trying to get to my profile? There we go. And the next one I wanted to show was this footage was so good by Black. Here we go. I'm gonna put this on the screen. So good. I collected a bunch of these, but this was so good. And there you have it. So that's very good. That was good footage from Black America Web. You can check that platform out and their information. And then last but not, there was a lot more, but I want to get just to what
God created Black people, and Black people created style. I stand here representing so many generations of men who have liberated themselves in style. I stand here representing my fellow Met Gala co-chairs, A$AP Rocky, Pharrell Williams, Lewis Hamilton, LeBron James, and Anna. Dear Anna, I thank you. I stand here on the shoulders of Andre Leon Talley, of Bayard Rustin, of Dapper Dan, of Oswald Boateng, of Sidney Poitier, Prince, Harry Belafonte, James Baldwin, and so many others. There's a quote from the great George C. Wolfe that I love to share. It is a statement about the influence and impact of Black culture and individuals on fashion and style. The quote is often used to highlight the creative and innovative spirit of Black people in shaping trends in fashion. God created Black people, and Black people created style. You will see that and so much more with this great exhibit curated by my new friend, Monica L. Miller. I thank you, Andrew Bolton, for having me. There is so much talent on display, and I hope that you will enjoy, interrogate, and share this year's Costume Institute exhibit. And I thank you, Oswald Boateng, for this morning suit. What a beautiful morning.
And that was a great speech. And so anyway, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts? What are you guys thinking about? I'm just what I'm thinking. I'm hoping that again it will be a source of pride to the Black community, and also, I mean, to see people dress up again, to look nice again, to take care of themselves. You really do feel, what's the saying is, you how you dress is how you feel. And I think once people start dressing and taking care, and this is not, everyone must do it, but it's something about you feel better when you dress better. You just do. I feel good with my nice shirt on today and my hat. It just makes you feel better. It makes you feel good. And so I'm hoping that this dandyism movement spreads and that it continues. Like I've mentioned to some of my friends, when I was in South Africa during 2016-17, and you saw dandyism there. It was in a lot of countries already. And I think in some ways, they took it from America, yes, and Europe as well, and they create their own styles. And I mean, there's some amazing Instagrammers that have what they've taken with material and how they made their own dandyism. And then it's nice to see it is here in America, and it's back to and that the Met took a chance, as they say, because always they're taking a chance, as quote unquote, and doing something. But notice everything that we've done when it comes to Black people has been of excellence. Like they were like, oh, we're taking a chance on Black Panther, right? We're taking a chance. And it became one of the best movies ever, right? That's why I say, for those that are in the MAGA camp and all those racist bigots and all those white supremacists and all those people that don't want diversity and equity, they're crazy, especially if you are a business person. It's good. It makes great business sense for diversity. Look at it. Look at all what's happening around the world when it is practiced. Anyway, I don't want to go on a soapbox today, but I had to just throw that in there because it's so important. Lisa said, honestly, for me, it starts with the underwear and then up. Pretty undies set the tone. I would, good underwear makes a difference. Was that TMI? Nope, that was not TMI. You got to be, remember our at least my grandparents and the ladies from the church used to always say, boy, make sure your underwear are perfection. Make sure they're fresh. Make sure your underwear are nice, because if you pass out in the street and you have to be rushed to the hospital, you can't embarrass us. That's what the old ladies at the church, the mothers of the church used to say. They used to say, make sure you have some fresh underwear. We can't have you embarrassing us if something was to go wrong and they had to rush you to the hospital. I remember those words. I remember them like they were yesterday. Do y'all remember it? Do y'all remember the old ladies of the church, the mothers of the church? And when the mothers spoke, the mothers spoke. So I see Kaz got 100%. She knows what's going on. She knows. He says, in case something happens, you need clean underwear. Exactly. That's what they used to tell us. Hannah says, speaking your truth, Lisa Seeley, I feel the same way. It always makes it feel more me. Yeah. Charlene is laughing. She knows. All of us that are raised in church, we know. We've heard it. We've heard it from the mothers. We heard it from the older people. We heard it from the neighbors. That's how we rolled. That's how we rolled as a Black community back in the day. Yeah. Charlene says, yes, my mom says that now. Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, I remember those days. They were like, and it echoes in my head every time. You gotta make sure your underwear look good. If they just had a sense of a clothes, you just threw them away. You just threw them away. If they got worn, you threw them away. Because you, in your head, the mothers of the church said, make sure you have some fresh underwear. No holes. Make sure there are no holes in those underwear. Oh gosh, I love those days. I miss all those mothers. Most of them are no longer with us, but again, it is like they were saying yesterday, it's homage to our ancestors. It's homage to the people that have gone before us, that have laid the foundation of how we should treat ourselves, how we should look, how we should feel, how we should interpret our world, the world around us. One thing about church dressing I hated was the damn slip. When girls had to, my sister always had to wear her slips. Yes, right. Women had to wear those slips. I remember my sister had several of them. Charlene says, Lisa Sealy, so true, but a slip saved my life a few times. This is why I love the community here. I just love it. Just love it. I remember when the mothers of the church used to pull the young ladies to the side and tell them, what to wear and how to hide their bosoms and the nips and all the other stuff. Back in the day, you couldn't be seen with nips. No, you cannot. It was against the dress code. It was against dress code, right? Remember that? I remember the first time one of the 8 news anchor women had her nips were on, and it was a big deal on the news. It was like, oh my gosh, her nips are showing. Yes. The women of the church, when they saw that, they were like, sister, girl, young lady, come over here. And you know me, I was the nosy one, so I was like listening. Oh, Jazzy says, laughing, LMAO. Yes, the slip. The ladies know about the slips. I used to hate the hard shoes. Oh my God. I was so happy when penny loafers came back into style. I loved my penny loafers because they gave my toes some freedom. But back in the day, we had to wear those hard leather pointed shoes. Dudes. Lisa says, they said girls who didn't wear the slips were fast. Yes, indeed. So anyway, what time is it? Okay, it's good. I'm going to get ready for our lesson, and we're going to dive into that real quick. And that's it. But I just wanted to celebrate what happened yesterday. I thought it was beautiful seeing so many amazing outfits by amazing Black designers. And so on that thought, Lisa popped into my feed yesterday and she was like, Ron, I want to go see the show. I want to go see the show, the exhibition. And I was like, oh, I'm in, I'm down. And then she comes back to me with a whole proposal to say, well, how about we do a Touch Base Daily Met night? And I said, ooh, that sounds good. And so we're going to figure out a date. I'm not sure. I think it'd probably be in maybe June. Maybe it's June or mid-June or late June, or maybe then or in July. We'll figure it out. We're going to give you time to, we'll give you enough time to plan if you want to come and show up. Or maybe we'll figure out the date. What's best for you guys. But what it will be nice is that we get together, we meet at the Met. We all are in our dandyism outfits, our outfits that represent dandyism. And then after we'll do the exhibition together. We might be able to consolidate. We might be able to connect with the I think it's concierge of the museum, or they have the group collaborations. She said I said a collaboration. Yes, it is a collaboration between Ron Lewis Photos and Hello Healing. Yes, it's a collaboration. She gave me a nice, it was literally, Lisa don't play. When Lisa has an idea, her brain is always on fire. And she boom, 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 boom. She had it like laid out. She said, and what about this? And what about that? I said, oh, I think that's great. And I'm just going, ooh, 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 as she's sending me texts. But yeah, so we'll do that. And then we were thinking about going uptown. And the great thing about the Metropolitan Museum of Art is that Friday is its late night. So it closes at 9:00. Also about Fridays at the Met in New York City is that you can pay whatever you want to pay. It's suggested fees. So you can just pay whatever you want to go to the Met on Friday nights. So if it's a Friday night, then it could be a weekend kind of situation. So some of you guys that are out of town could come into town if you want to, and then make a weekend of it. So that way we get together Friday night at the museum, right? We get there around six, about 6, right? Get to enjoy the museum, walk around, enjoy all the amazing, the amazing exhibition. And then after we can get in cabs, get on the subway and head to Harlem and go and get a bite to eat in our fineries. We're figuring this all out. We're going to figure this all out. And then we'll be together and just have some appetizers and some drinks together that Friday night. And then now that Aya has came with another great idea, is that we could do it either two ways. We could do it before the event or just Saturday, do a photo shoot. We could do a photo shoot on a Saturday and do a big thing where we invite other photographers, we invite other people, and just have a Dandyism weekend. I'm going to throw this idea out. Any photographers out there that want to do something special like that that whatever weekend we pick, it will then that Saturday we get together, maybe a Saturday afternoon somewhere, maybe it's someplace in Harlem, maybe it's Bed-Stuy. We gotta go to the soulful places and do a photo shoot together. I like this idea as it evolves. Lisa says, do you guys think July or August? I think June is too soon. I think June is too soon also, Lisa. June or August? Maybe it's August. Maybe. Yeah, August. I like the idea. That way it gives people a lot of time to work with, right? August. Some people are still out from school. School hasn't started, like maybe early August. Maybe the second week of August, if we narrow it down. Do you guys think July or August? It says the wonderful Lisa. Lisa is saying, and she said, it's already the second week of May right now, so we can't do it in June. It's too soon. June is too soon. Jazzy says, that would be so cool. Yeah, you and Elise can get on the train and come on up. Yeah. So I'm just saying, this would be great. We can also do September because it will be cooler. Ooh, September sounds nice. Anyway, guys, if you have any suggestions, make sure you slide into my DM or Jazz or our wonderful Lisa Seeley's DM. Let us know what you think. We can plan it. We can put it together. I think it's a good idea that we do a photo shoot on a Saturday. Friday night is the Met. There you go. Right? Friday at the Met. maybe a brunch and photo shoot in Harlem somewhere else, right? Just saying. We can get together for brunch on a Saturday. Okay, that's it. That's a good thought. I think we're onto something, Lisa. You have started a fire. Charlene says, that sounds amazing. Lisa says, yes, I'm thinking September. It's far out, but it will give us all time to get our fits. Yes, I think September is the best time too. September, the fall, because then you can wear the layers and you can look your best. There's nothing like the fall. A dandy weekend. Ooh, see, Lisa, she thinks on her feet. A dandy weekend. I'm liking it. Okay, guys, so I'll throw it out to all of the photographers that I know and see what they think as well. And so we'll have the Touch Base Daily community on Friday. And then Saturday, we'll open it up to other folks that want to join us. Okay? So let's do it. It'll be a weekend. I think it'll be great. Aya says, this sounds great. Dandy retreat with Hello Healing and Touch Base Daily. I hear theme music with Earth, Wind, and Fire for September. Do you remember? I think it'll be great. Okay, let's get to our lesson. Today. And today we're talking about how to use your smartphone camera to photograph the Dandyism movement. So guys, hold on. Don't leave. Stay a while. Also, hit the likes if you're in the building. The algorithms are not generating today, I guess. I'm not seeing any. It seems like it's a low attendance on this Tuesday, which is usually odd because Tuesdays is usually a busy day here at our Touch Base Daily. So anyway, don't know what's going on with the algorithms today, but we'll see. I know there's people in here. I know people that have been here. Okay, so anyway, let's go with the lesson plan. How to use your smartphone camera to photograph the Dandyism movement. This is going to be a fast lesson, y'all. So get dressed up, get ready. The Dandyism movement is about elegance, individuality, and storytelling through style. So smartphone photography could reflect that same level of intentionality. Since the Met Gala 2025 celebrated Black dandyism with the theme Super Fine Tailoring Black Style, our Touch Base Daily community can embrace this aesthetic with refined, expressive photography. Here are some smartphone photography tips tailored to the movement. Emphasize texture and detail. Dandyism thrives on luxurious fabrics, sharp tailoring, and bold accessories. Use macro mode or get close-up shots, highlighting textures like velvet and silk and intricate embroidery. That's the beauty of dandyism. Is all of those layers of fabrics. Yes, photographing them. Play with light and shadows. Dandies know how to make an entrance, and lighting plays a huge role. Use natural light for soft elegance or harsh directional light to create dramatic shadows that embrace the sophistication of their portraits. Notice, a lot of times we say don't use the flash, but this is a place you might want to use the flash, but on a low. You could put a low flash on your camera, on your smartphone, on your camera. Shoot with intent and make it dramatic. Like you saw in the old movies where you got those big flashing bulbs of people getting photos taken of themselves, or, boom, pop, pop and boom of all of the flashing lights. So if you want to tell a story about dandyism, you might want to use a flash at night. But the best photos also come from natural light, depending on how you want to tell your story. The fabrics, the layerings. Use foreground composition. Since we have been exploring foreground composition for our Tip Tuesday post, we did that a couple of weeks, right? We did foreground composition. This is a great time to apply it. To add depth and storytelling, you can frame your subjects with mirrors, ornate furniture, or vintage props, like taking a picture through railings, taking a picture as a reflection in the mirror. So instead of taking a picture of the person facing you, you can take a picture of them facing you from the mirror and the back of them facing into the mirror. Creating a whole story. Think like a movie director, thinking like cinematic photography. You can frame your subjects with mirrors, ornate furniture, or vintage props. Nice. Lisa says, we definitely need to ask Jelani to be a photographer. His black and whites would be perfect. Exactly. Love that idea. Capture movement and pose. Let's do that. Poise, I should say. Poise. Dandyism isn't just about clothing. It is about confidence and presence. Use burst mode on your camera. You can go into burst where it goes pop, 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 pop. So you get several shots in a sequence. Then you pick the best ones out of the several shots. You can go put your camera in burst mode, or slow shutter apps to capture the fluidity of a tailored coat in motion, or the effortless grace of a subject adjusting their cufflinks. Right? Think about that. Think about that. You have tools on your smartphone to be able to do that and take great photos of your neighbors, the folks going to church. I guarantee you, people are going to start dressing more in the light of dandyism than we've seen in a while, in a long time. So take advantage of it. Here's a little clue also. If you see people out there dressing in dandyism, most of them want to be photographed. Most of them want to be photographed. That's always a clue. If you want to say, who can I photograph in the streets doing street photography? The folks that are dressed in dandyism. They want to be photographed. And there you have it, a great subject, a model right there on the street that you can photograph. And also the accessories, obviously. Just throwing these in here. Edit with a classic touch. For post-processing, use warm tones, rich contrasts, and subtle grain to evoke the timeless elegance of Black dandyism. Apps like Vesco, Snapseed, which I talk about all the time, Lightroom, mobile, can help refine the aesthetic. This is a time also that grainy, you can have an ISO a little higher up, you can have a high ISO for those that know what that means. And the grain works because of the period of the clothing, right? To give it almost that timeless look. The grainy image is going to work in your favor when shooting dandyism and all the ties and stuff. I just threw some of these photos in there. There's no photos, there's photo stock photos for dandyism. And here we go. Tell a story through portraits. Go beyond just fashion photography. Capture expressions, gestures, and interactions that reflect the personality and philosophy behind dandyism. In conclusion, since we are deeply engaged in community building, this could be a great opportunity to feature photos on your social media platforms, showcasing how different photographers interpret the movement. What do you think? What do you think? You can post. Let's say you take your camera out this week, or this weekend, or during the summer. Just hashtag Touch Base Daily. Since we have a community, right? Go on, do your photo, photograph somebody in dandyism, and then hashtag Touch Base Daily, right? Or Touch Base Daily dandyism, but I would say Touch Base Daily. And then as a community, we can see you doing your work, and we can support your work, and we can give you a shout out on your page and share about your photos. Since we are building community here, right? So that's a great opportunity to build community. I hope you learned something in this lesson. This lesson was definitely, I thought, since it was the subject of the day was dandyism, why not, you know me, use it as a vehicle to teach, right? To learn something new, learn a new perspective in your photography. There you go. Good ideas just came back in, says Cass. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to share some. And as we are heading out, make sure let me get that comment off the board there, and join my email list. So go to my website, go to my webpage, and go to ronlewisphotos.com, and you can sign up to the email list. So that way, if they take away our internet, we can still connect by email. We need to connect by email. Email is the longest form of communication in technology to this day. Everything else has gone, but our emails stay the same. Also, if you are interested in event photography and you're looking for an event photographer, I am he. So give me a call. Slide into my DMs. I do event photography. That is my function. That is how I make my moolah, my money, is through event photography. So you could be a great referral. You could be a great referral to your friends that I can do their work. Also, again, I always want to say thank you to my Patreon members who support what we do here. You too can become a Patreon member and supporting what we do here, the lessons that we do, paying for the StreamYard, paying for the Canva and all the other stuff that we do here. You can help too. So become a Patreon member. And definitely also want to shout out to one of our major supporters here, Rolling Clouds. They are coming with their branding. The branding is already out, but they will be coming to market soon. And so getting their name out into the world. And this is Rolling Clouds, which is a cigar company here, Black owned and female owned cigar company. Okay. And they support us heavily. So thank you to Rolling Clouds. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this time in dandyism, and we had a wonderful share of all. It's so much out there today. If you just go through your feeds on Instagram or TikTok or all the platforms, you're going to see a lot of coverage. Again, you got dandyism also in Sinners. Go check out Sinners. I got a Sinners ticket. I got a ticket to see Sinners. Finally, they expanded the IMAX here in New York City, and it's selling out quickly, and I was able to grab a ticket. Yes. So anyway, guys, have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great week. Enjoy, and I will see you tomorrow. And later. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.